March 26, 2024, XRP and Ripple versus the SEC, an absolutely historical date. In today's video, I'm going to break down how the SEC not only has gross overreach, but they're asking for egregious amounts of money for this case. I'm also going to break down the dates to give you a little bit more clarity on where we may see this case end, and it could be at the most critical time during the bull run and as they lower interest rates on the back end of the year, which should bode very, very well for XRP holders and crypto at large. My name is Coach JV. What I work to do is make very complex macro and microeconomic strategies very simple so the normal everyday person can implement them. We get hundreds of questions on how I ensure my wealth. I'm very diversified outside of crypto. And for me personally, I insure my wealth on the bottom of the risk pyramid. I use insurance. I use currently Index Universal Life. So if you'd like to set up a free consultation, absolutely free, with my insurance team licensed in all 50 states, in the description of the video down below, just click the link to set up a free consultation. At the back end of every video, I share with you exactly what I'm doing, and you can click the link to download an absolute free book on showing you on physical paper it'll come in your inbox within 15 to 20 minutes. Check your junk box if you don't get it, on exactly what I do. So let's break this down. We are finally getting there, family. Congratulations for those who have held on like a tick on a dog and diamond hand this. Okay, so check this out. So James Fallon sent out, I love this guy. He puts out really good information. So James Fallon from Fallon Law sent out, it said, at SEC has filed under seal its opening remedies related to brief and supporting documents. These documents are not public yet. It says public redacted versions will be filed no later than Tuesday, March 26, which is today. And then yesterday, Stuart Aldrey, who is the chief legal officer for Ripple, he said, as you will see, check this out, buckle your seats. When the SEC brief is made public tomorrow, they asked the judge for $2 billion in fines and penalties. That's, and he goes through, I highly recommend you check this out. And then he goes through all these different things. He says, our response will be filed next month. But as we all have seen, time and time again, this is a what does it say? This is a regulator that trades in statements that are false, mischaracterized, and designed to mislead. They stayed true to form here. Rather than faithfully applying the law, the SEC remains bent on wanting to punish and intimidate Ripple and the industry at large. We trust the court will approach the remedies phase fairly. Okay, so here's the dates really quickly, but I'm going to give a little synopsis on what I think is happening. First of all, they're doing this at the exact same time the SEC is getting battered. Like they're like, what is going on? Gross overreach. You guys are implementing all these rules like a shotgun, right? And now they want, what is it for? What is that? Let me just look at that again. They're asking for $2 billion. Think about this. The SEC versus Ripple case, guys. Number one, if you look at the length of cases, they're usually about 12 to 24 months. And a lot of that's for egregious cases. There's nothing egregious about this case. Pretty simple. In the beginning, it traded kind of like a security because XRP couldn't operate independently. And now it's can operate completely independently, XRP versus Ripple, right? Ripple's pre-IPO right now. They're going to go public at some point. Then you have XRP, the token. But here's some critical dates that we want to look at, okay? So we already had March 22nd where the SEC submits proposal. Just want to make sure we're on the right screen here. I'm traveling in a hotel. There we go. March 22nd, 2024, SEC submits a proposal decision document. March 25th, they had the closed door meeting between the SEC and Ripple. March 26th is today, public release of revised SEC document, which is asking for $2 billion. April 22nd, Ripple's deadline to respond to the lawsuit. So that's 2 days after the Bitcoin halving. Then we got April 23rd, 24th, which is the intensive discussion on Ripple's response. And then we have May 8th as a deadline for the SEC's response. Okay. So we are going to have the Bitcoin halving on April 20th. We have all this suppression with XRP. We may have a finish May, June, July, August, hopefully. You're going to have the Bitcoin halving, then you're going to have Bitcoin go parabolic, and then right about the same time they start to lower interest rates, all the money starts flowing into altcoins, you could see XRP go through the roof. We'll see. We'll see. But that's what I am banking on based on historical patterns, human behavior. This is just, I mean, I'm trying to like rationalize this of what is happening. Like, as I said on December 20, 2020, I'm holding on like a tick on a dog. I didn't sell a dime when people were jumping out of XRP. For some reason in my gut, I knew that this was going to be one of the most historical assets to hold that is going to transform the financial system. I truly, truly believe that. And I'm actually excited to hold an asset that is transformative, that I could say to my grandkids in the future that I held on when most people that I was around started bailing. They were like, F this. That's where I came up with diamond hands, don't trip, hold the line, buy the dip. And I was like, I'm holding on like a tick on a dog, guys. And I want to go back to this hearing right here that was on March 20th. And this was the hearing entitled SEC's Overreach, Examining and Reforming the SEC. Okay. And I want you to hear this one more time. And, you know, this gross overreach, and then they're asking for $2 billion. They should be giving the XRP holders $2 billion. They should be giving Ripple $2 billion for all the damages that they caused, specifically Ripple. Like, SEC should be paying them for being sloppy as hell. So let's check this out.
Back, the gentleman from Arkansas, Mr. Hill, who is also the chair of the subcommittee on digital assets, financial technology, inclusion, is now recognized for 5 minutes.
I thank the chairman. I thank our panel for being with.
Man, that we created to serve us. We must not become.
Give me 1 second. I'm in a hotel. It's like messing up my thing. Give me 2 seconds here. Let's see if we got, there we go.
Enjoyed having Chairman Gensler here to have his point of view on behalf of the commission. So it's great to have your expertise, and we thank you for being with us. You know, not only has the SEC lost in the court of public opinion, even on a bipartisan base here on Capitol Hill, but the agency is now getting trampled by the federal courts as well, especially as it relates to digital assets. In July 2023, a New York judge determined that Ripple Labs did not violate federal securities law by selling its XRP token on public exchanges. In fact, in that case, they were referred to as being arbitrary and capricious. Last August, the court rejected the SEC's reasoning for blocking Grayscale's Bitcoin trust from converting to an exchange-traded fund. And just in the last few days, a Utah judge imposed sanctions on the SEC for, quote, bad faith conduct and, open quote, gross abuse of power, close quote.
Okay, so they want $2 billion from Ripple when they just keep getting battered. So the point behind all of this is historical, family. This is much bigger to me than just cryptocurrency. This is much bigger than insurance. This is much bigger than businesses. This is a historical moment in time where I'm actually super proud to be part of something historical that's going to go down in history books. Like, I cannot wait to sit down with my grandkids and, 30, maybe 40 years from now, man, is it going to be that long? I'm trying to think about it. Probably 30 years from now, sitting there and saying, man, I was part of this time where there was this polarization within the world, where the left was fighting against the right. And when they didn't even know that they were the fight was being caused for them. And I sat back for a moment. I looked out in the landscape and I started to really build a foundation of faith with God. And I started to use discernment. And I realized that we're all being played. And as we all look this way, and I realized that those who control the money, control the information, control the people. And I started to control my own information, my own money, my own ecosystem. And now here we are in our land, and here we are in our sustainable living, and here we are with my grandkids and all my family in one big area where we can all be together, because I made a decision. I didn't listen to the naysayers. I didn't listen to the haters. I didn't listen to the emotion. I really listened to my heart and my gut, and I went after what I thought was correct, because the only thing that matters is your decision, your thoughts, your actions, your behaviors done for a long enough period of time to access a new frequency. Guys, we're all getting played, man. If it comes to the monetary system and it comes to greed, we're all getting played. So you have to ask yourself a question. What game are you playing? What game are you playing? It's not about being tribal for Bitcoin or XRP or all this. It's about understanding that there's a wave of energy, specifically in 2024. This is the most historical year you're going to ever experience. Nothing is going to be the same after this. This is going to be the changes that will happen for the next 100 years. So here's exactly what I'm doing from my exact paradigm. Everything I talk about is exactly what I'm doing. Every company I talk about are companies that I co-founded and own to create a problem, to help solve a problem that was created for humanity. So if a problem was created for humanity and I needed to solve it, we created a company to solve it. That's basically what entrepreneurship is. So the first thing is I have a robust crypto portfolio. I have a robust crypto portfolio across payment rails, supply chain, infrastructure, gaming, and I have some, a little bit weighted to the shit coins, right? So what I do is as the wave of energy goes up, I exit on the way up. So the way I explained it before is a surfer's going up a wave. I pull into the wave and I pull profits as everybody's panicking trying to get to the top and catch the top. I've already pulled multiple times on the top. So for me personally, I have index universal life policies ready to maxed fund. Okay, so why do I use IUL? Number one, it's a long-term strategy. There is no short-term to it. Number one. Number two, it is not considered a retirement policy. A lot of insurance agents say they're not retirement policies. It means you can access the cash value at retirement tax-free, which is attractive to me because of tax code 7702A, because a 401k, you get taxed on the back end. And do you think taxes are going to be higher or lower based on our economy? Think about it. Do you think taxes are going to be higher or lower based on our economy when we're about to retire? Okay, so I like the value, the knowing that I can access my cash tax-free on the back end of my life. Okay. Number three, especially what's happening with the economy, it guarantees my principal. Zero floor. Guarantee. That is a guarantee that my principal, when the stock markets collapse, the crypto markets collapse, my principal is guaranteed. Okay. And lastly is legacy. So I have liquidity. I can borrow against my policy. I am making market-like returns. It's index. Okay. It's a long-term strategy for me. And if I need to, I can borrow against liquidity if I want to buy more assets tax-free. That's why I use Index Universal Life. The first 7 years, it's a long-term strategy. Money doesn't compound for 7 years. If you're at 10%, money compounds every 7 years. So people get so caught up because of crypto and this short-term strategy, guys. If you want to become wealthy, you have to have a long-term strategy. So I have a short-term strategy with crypto. I pull from short-term, which is very risky. Pull profits, I put it into long-term things that are at the bottom of the risk pyramid. Okay. From there, I now have this ecosystem where I could pivot. Okay. I also am deep in business. Business is one of my favorite things. I love entrepreneurship. I love solving problems. So how do I exit the markets? One of my companies is Merlin, the smartest way to track your crypto. It is not an investment. It's a crypto interface. It just shows your cryptos in one place. You don't hold your keys or combos, right? We also make sure that you can set up an exit plan in there. So for example, I'll use SHIB or whatever it's called, Shiba as an example. It went parabolic just recently and I hit my first 2 targets. So I was able to get an alert that my target was coming, target 1, target 2. I pulled profits and it told me exactly how I need to put away for taxes. And I pulled that, and that will go partially to max fund my index universal life policies. So you see what I'm doing? I'm taking money from a very speculative asset that has no regulation yet, guys. It's going to be extremely speculative. We won't have an opportunity like this ever again. But when regulation comes in, it'll get normalized. So I'm pulling from the left side of the risk pyramid, which is high risk, high return, and I'm taking it down to the bottom of the pyramid, which is, there's many other things at the bottom of the risk pyramid, but insurance is right there on the bottom. It's a solid foundation. Why? Because insurance companies will operate opposite of banks. When you put $10 into a bank, they lend out $9 of your money. It's flip-flop for an insurance company, okay? If you put in 3, they're only going to lend out $1, okay? They are also, insurance companies are insured. So if insurance companies go down, we have much more to worry about, right? So that's just for me. I like safety. I like security. I like legacy. So I hope this information helps you. I'm going to continue to help share as much information. And again, everything I'm talking about is stuff I currently do. I'm not talking about things that I don't do. I only like to talk about the things that I'm actually implementing within my life, because that just feels better to me. When I was in the banking system, it's just like, we're selling products and services that we don't even use, right? These are all things that I use. These are all things that I have companies around and have supported people, hundreds of people over the past year in insurance and thousands of people in other spaces within entrepreneurship. So I appreciate you. I love you guys. Everything's in the description of this video down here or in my social media platform. You can click the link to set up an appointment with my insurance team, download Merlin for free, or download our free book. We love you guys. We appreciate you. Warriors, rise. Get your shit together. Let's go.